Welcome to eNews. I'm Audra MacDonald.
And I'm Mimi Farrage. Here's today's top story. It was a packed house Monday evening as concerned residents attended a community issues meeting focusing on urban drilling within Lethbridge boundaries. Many were looking for answers as to how energy drilling can occur within city boundaries despite significant opposition from the community. Monica Lockett reports. For now, Golden Key has not made an application to drill on Lethbridge's west side, though they hold mineral rights to the area until late March. A University of Lethbridge employee has been called a hero for her actions during the June floods. Erin Crane is being celebrated as part of the Alberta Heroes of the Flood program. I talked to Crane about how she felt about being honored during a chaotic time. This was the scene that devastated all of southern Alberta last summer. In areas such as High River and Calgary, residents saw their livelihoods and homes destroyed by Mother Nature. Several evacuees called Lethbridge home for the summer with the help of Erin Crane and the University of Lethbridge staff. Crane is among one of the thousands honored as a flood hero. The Alberta government contacted the university after the flooding occurred to see if residents at the university could be used to shelter those displaced by the floods. Crane remembers the phone calls first from the government, then from the community of Lethbridge.
I remember the phone calls, first from the government requesting our assistance, and then just the flood of calls that we got from everybody in the community and across campus offering their help.
The Alberta Heroes of the Flood program was created by the provincial government. It recognizes individuals, groups, and companies that went above and beyond to help those affected by last summer's floods. With residents at the university being open for the summer, the government identified them as places for the evacuees to take shelter. They were accommodated with meals, transportation, even activities for children. The university says they were not the only ones who helped during the floods. They had help from several other members of the city.
We also have people from the city there, Alberta Blue Cross, health services, emergency services, hospital people, so it was very much a team effort.
Following the flood, Crane and the university have received numerous thank you cards. Some families even considered extending their stay in Lethbridge.
It was really nice after everybody left. We got quite a few thank you cards, just as a way, of them expressing their thanks to us. We did hear from a few who actually chose Lethbridge as a community to stay in, after this, that they weren't prepared to go back to their original homes and they were looking for a fresh start.
The University of Lethbridge was also honored for its efforts during the floods at the City of Lethbridge's Bringing Lethbridge Home Awards luncheon back in November. The complete list of Alberta flood heroes can be found at alberta.ca. Coming up after the break, how one new counselor is meeting the needs of students on campus. And we begin a series look at Lethbridge College's School of Media and Design. That and more when we come back. Welcome back to eNews. The implementation of new Chappelle FGI counseling services at Lethbridge College means students now having access to only one on-site counselor. The system, which came into effect February 1st, removes the college's previous on-site counselors and replaces them with one from Chappelle. And still with music, spring is around the corner and Lethbridge performers are gearing up for a silly production. In April, Hattrick's Theatre Company, along with other groups, will be presenting Monty Python's Spamalot, which is a musical directly based on the motion picture Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Scott Whitney has the details on just how silly Lethbridge can be. Lethbridge Spamalot will be performing at the Yates Theatre from April 15th to the 20th, and tickets can be purchased starting this week. That's our show for today. I'm Mimi Farrage.
And I'm Audra MacDonald. We'll see you guys next time.
Welcome to eNews. I'm Mimi Farrage.
And I'm Brad Jones. Here's today's top story.
A piece of Lethbridge history may be coming back to life. The Boan Tong Store and Manny Opera Society were closed due to structural concerns with their buildings. But the two buildings in Chinatown are now under municipal designation, which allows them to access provincial grant funds for improvement. I talked to the owner of the buildings about the restorations and what they mean to him and the community. Chinatown was once a thriving community in Lethbridge. Now, a century later, 2 remaining pieces of its history are on the brink of disappearing forever. Last summer, the Boan Tong and Manny Opera Society were closed due to structural concerns in their buildings. They were the home to Albert Leong, who has lived there for over 70 years. Leong has fond memories of growing up in the Boan Tong. He was born in the basement and recalls multiple banquets that were held in that location.
All the banquets we had, my mom was a cook, so we'd have, there'd be banquets all the time. I don't know how she did it.
At the start of the 20th century, Chinatown had a population of 100 people, which included 4 laundromats, 2 restaurants, as well as 4 grocery stores. Since the closure, Lethbridge City Council has given 2nd and 3rd readings to a bylaw that allows them to access provincial funds to help restore the buildings. The downtown BRZ says that the buildings have been stabilized and the next step is to begin fundraising for renovations.
Well, then we have to do a lot of fundraising, and obviously Albert's not in the position to put any of the matching funds towards the buildings, so we have to raise all of that money through donations and fundraising.
For now, Leong currently resides at the Chinese Free Masons building just 3 stores away from where he lived. With the help from the community, he will be able to return to the only place he's called home.
Although I'm not quite that old yet, I've been there the longest, for over 70 years. Other people came and gone, they'd be there for, 10, 20 years, and they get old and die or whatever, or move away. But I'm still there.
Stilson also says that the downtown BRZ is applying for a grant form from the Alberta Historical Resources Foundation, requesting $37,000 to help restore the buildings. Meantime, the Save Chinatown Lethbridge Committee put on the first of many fundraisers and community events last weekend. The Save Chinatown Variety Show took place at the Yates. Taylor Oseen attended the show and learned about the committee's drive to restore one of Lethbridge's historic neighborhoods and help a beloved friend in need. The committee says it has more fundraisers and creative ideas in the works. Its add none of the work would have been possible without the help from everyone involved in the community. Coming up after the break, something chilly is being built on the west side, and how students are preparing for the mid-semester break. That and more when we come back. Students and staff at Lethbridge College are getting ready to take a week off after a busy start to the new semester. Bradley McHugh has more. School resumes at Lethbridge College on the 24th of February after a refreshing break this coming week. Welcome back to eNews. The cold winter weather can lead to a drop in your motivation and energy levels. Taylor Oseen took a look into how your fitness and nutrition can seriously boost your motivation levels and get you into shape at the same time. Merriman also says that water is key to keeping your body running smoothly. She says you wouldn't run a car with no oil or gas and that you shouldn't do it to your body either. The Lethbridge College Kodiaks men's basketball team is getting ready for the ACAC Provincials. James Myers sat down for a chat with shooting guard Anthony Krautz to find out how the Kodiaks are getting ready on this week's edition of the Kodiak Report.
Definitely a very spooky story, Mimi. What do you think?
I'm definitely getting chills right now just watching it. So, well, that wraps up our show for today. I'm Mimi Farrage.
And I'm Brad Jones. From all of us here at eNews, thanks for watching.
Welcome to eNews. I'm Audra MacDonald.
And I'm Mimi Farrage. Here's today's top story. It was an emotional ceremony in Lethbridge College where the winners were announced for LC's Extreme Career Makeover. More than 400 people applied for the contest that could drastically change their careers and lives. Each participant shared their story of why they would be the best candidate for an extreme career makeover, one that includes tuition, books, and housing in residence for a 2-year program at the college. The ECM applicants were narrowed down to 10 finalists, and after 2 weeks of online voting, Kevin Boyes and Greg Matt were declared the winners. Matt is a 36-year-old trying to support his wife, who was diagnosed with a disease in which her body cannot prevent the growth of tumors. Matt works numerous jobs to try to support his family. And Boyes is an 18-year-old from BC who suffers from dyslexia. He's currently in the 12th grade. Boyes says his choice to work in conservation and environmental sciences came from a career fair he attended in the 6th grade. He says the choice to come to Lethbridge College was obvious.
Yeah, I feel so great. I mean, it still hasn't sunk in yet.
The other finalists received prizes as well. Each finalist received a student award to put towards tuition, should they decide to attend Lethbridge College. A familiar face from last fall's municipal election is taking another run at Lethbridge City Council. Former Global TV station manager and news director Peter Days announced last month that he'll be running in next month's by-election. I spoke to Days about why he's running a second time and what issues he wants to address during his campaign. By-election voting hours will be from 10 a.m. till 8 p.m. on Monday, May 12th. Several voting locations will be in different areas of the city, including 2 on the north side, 2 on the south side, and 2 on the west side. Welcome back to eNews. It was all in the name of science last weekend at the Lethbridge Regional Science Fair and Olympics. Put on by the Southern Alberta Technology Council, students from grades 4 to 12 got the chance to display their science projects and build teams to participate in an engineering challenge. Monica Lockett looks into the future generation of scientists.
Monica Lockett, eNews.
The top 3 students get to visit the University of Windsor from May 10th to 17th for a chance to win up to $1 million in cash, prizes, and scholarships. Last year, the Canada-wide fair was hosted by the U of L. The Agriculture Technology program has a lot of significance here at the college. With the program gaining more popularity, Monica Lockett sat down with one of its instructors to talk about what the program focuses on and what it's doing for the future of agriculture. Coming up after the break, round and round they go, Lethbridge played host to some of the fastest speed skaters in the country, and how pizza culture in Lethbridge is fueling the student lifestyle. All this when we return. Over the last couple of days, Martin Hennessy has looked into a traditional gist that become an iconic part of being a post-secondary student. With so many students in Lethbridge, the competition is really panning out. Both Two Guys Pizza and Madmo's Pizza have the option to dine in, take out, or have your pizza delivered. Orders can be made in person, over the phone, or online. Well, Audra, from seeing that feature, what do you think about pizza?
Oh, well, I really honestly can't stop thinking about pizza, whether it's cheese pizza, buffalo chicken pizza, all sorts of pizza. I just want it.
Oh, I'm more of a traditional. I'm either a cheese kind of pizza or a pepperoni kind of pizza, or like a cheesy pepperoni pizza. Oh, the greatest thing ever. That wraps up our show for today. I'm Mimi Farrage.
And I'm Audra MacDonald. We will see you next time.